Yes, 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 yes. It's time. We've been traveling through space, through time. And now we're almost home. Home is a place deep within ourselves. It's the place that we live. Our house is a building or a place that we stay. But home is deep within. And deep within us is the solar plexus, a fire, a campfire, a lighthouse, a beacon that guides us inward into ourselves. I was asked, where do I live? Where do you stay, Dr. B? I say my challenge each day is to remember where I came from. It's a place called home. There's no place like home. The place deep in our core. Our root. Our beginnings. So let's take a breath or three and breathe deeply to get into ourselves. deep into the breath. The breath of life is where we live. So let's inhale deep into ourselves. Hold, hold, hold. And exhale. Let's inhale deeply. And hold as we release. Uncross your arms, your legs, and your mind. Your mind. Your mind. Excuse me. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling new life. And releasing. Imagine you're sitting around a campfire with like-minded seekers. As you gaze on the fire, in the flames, you're energized. As we look inward, see the light that shines in each of us. That's how we can return home, a sacred space in ourselves. I'd like to congratulate you and all of us for returning to forever, the sacred place where we live. If you have water, drink a little water. And as you hold the water in your hand before you drink it, energize it. Give it a name, a word, a symbol, a sound, so that that water can be crystallized deep within. Thank you for arriving. Wherever you are in the world, thank you for being, for choosing, for investing this time together in oneness. Gather around the campfire. If you're here for the first time, let us know. If you're here for the first time on this webcast, or as we call it, the radio show after party. In fact, who is here from the Carl Nelson show that I was on earlier today, or this morning, or this beginning, or this new day? Who is here from the Carl Nelson show? Please put in the chat that you're here from the Carl Nelson show. Also, for the rest of you, let us know how you got here. how you found out about this gathering. For those of you who heard the show today, I want to thank you for being there. It was very interesting. I have been a guest of Carl Nelson now for 32 years. I'd like to put a shout out to him, his family, for introducing me to radio, actually introducing me to the public eye. Thank you, Carl Nelson. This has been an interesting journey. And we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. But first, the goal is to come together in oneness, to come home. Welcome home to elevation. Welcome home to elevation time. Are you ready, willing, and able to elevate your mindset tonight, this weekend, this season? Are you willing to shift and change and let go of the past? Are you ready to do that? Are you willing to do that? Are you ready to let go of some of the foods that have been eating you? Some of the ideas that have been devouring you? Are you willing, ready, and able to let go of some of the people around you that could possibly be hindering your growth in your journey? Keep in mind that some of our associates are not satisfied with life. And they can never be satisfied. They never get enough. How many of you know people like that? They're never satisfied. And they always think there's something else better. There's something they're missing. Some of the things that we have are the golden nuggets. So it's important to do an editing process so you can figure out what's for you versus what's eating you. What is eating you? Are you willing to be real? Because to find your way to yourself, you must first locate what could be eating you. Are you ready to break free from mental, physical, and energetic parasites? Are you ready to take that journey from opposition to liberation? Are you ready to allow yourself to take that journey? And this could be a challenge because it's different than what we've known. And what we've known in the past may not work for now. This is a new time. We're in a new space, a new place. So we got to look around us. What works for us? What does not? What makes us what makes us happy or joyful? What makes us feel good versus what causes pain? This weekend, the sun is at its lowest level in the sky. They call that the solstice. The ancient people said the sun looks like it stops for 3 days and it rises again on the 25th. It stops on the 21st. That's the solstice. Sun stops, solstice, rising again on the 25th. So the sun is born. This is the time when we all have a chance to allow renewal. The solstice is the time to go inward. Winter is represented by the water element in Chinese medicine. That means this is the time to make sure that we're hydrated. And the best way to hydrate is to drink water with a little salt or just eat fruit. If you eat enough fruit, you'll actually get enough water. But in some places, fruit right now may not be as available. So just drinking water, energizing your water, thinking a thought that you would like to create or feel or enjoy as you hold your water. And a pinch of Celtic sea salt. You can use Himalayan salt or just regular sea salt, but it may be not as absorbable as what you call Celtic sea salt if you have it. But any natural salt in your water helps it absorb into your body much better. And as you activate the water, you energize it by thinking a thought, not a whole sentence, not a whole book, not a whole paragraph, just one thing: love, harmony, peace, something simple. These are some things that you can begin this weekend. And see, some folks say, well, I'm going to wait till the solstice to do blah, 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 blah. The solstice is actually beginning now because most events, they start 3 days before the actual event. So the solstice is on the event horizon. It's happening now. So instead of waiting till Sunday, begin now drinking water. Because the water element in this time of year, winter, it affects the kidneys and the bladder. And we must be careful because the kidneys and the bladder sometimes are associated with fear. So you may tap your kidneys, just tap your sides, right near your back. Just tap your sides with your hands to activate your kidney. This is the time for deep rest, rejuvenation, introspection. It's a time to conserve energy as much as possible. You may have duties, things to do during the day and even at night, but take time to rest. This is how you build resilience. A lot of times we're busy because of the fear mode. I have to do this. I have to do that. And when you get into this thing about what you have to do and what you feel like you're supposed to do and you need to do, sometimes that is based in fear. I'm afraid that if I don't, XYZ will happen. But when you're inward, when you're dealing with home, when you're deep in your body, in yourself, and you feel fear coming online, take deep breaths. And as you release, you're letting go of some of the idea of fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real or false expectation appearing real or the anticipation of pain or loss. Everything is connected to its opposite. So everything is in balance if you're right in the middle. We're not saying you can live a life and never have fear. We're not saying that. But there's healthy amounts of fear that can help you save your life. But then there's unhealthy amounts of fear. And speaking the language of fear and loss and living like a victim, that will eat you. That will devour your life. It sucks your energy. Because at this time of year, a lot of folks are going through a lot. It's cold. Some folks don't have heat. We sometimes, we take advantage of things and we're not thankful for things and that could help us in this time. Being grateful in advance. Be grateful for this moment. This is the time of being grateful. The solstice is a time to be grateful and thankful for what we have. So focusing on what we do have. Drink warm tea. Wrap up in some cotton blankets or something like wool or something natural fibers. Find a moment or two or more to meditate and breathe. Warm foods, root foods that are made from the roots, from the earth, because that's where our energy is. It's down in our root right now, down in our home space. Imagine yourself around a campfire. Are you aware that when you gaze down at a fire, when your eyes are looking down at fire, like a campfire, that it energizes your body and your body imagines that it's warm, even if you don't have the fire physically in front of you and you just imagine the heat and the warmth from the fire by gazing down at it, it takes you into a deep meditative state. It's one of the ways you can meditate and get into what we call the theta state or the theta wave energy space. And that theta space or that theta wave mindset is when you're in total creativity or rest or meditating or in nothingness. Just enjoy the fire. And that fire is inside. So we're looking inside to the campfire inside of ourselves to find home. Winter is about home. The organs affected by the winter is the kidneys, the bladder. So we must conserve, let go, and flush our systems. So a lot of folks will be doing ceremonies this weekend. A lot of folks will be letting go of some of the things from the past seasons so that you can find your foundation, your footing, your balance. It's time to celebrate. And that doesn't mean we have to go out. It's more about going in. inside. I'm really excited because finally we have manifested a book. The book is entitled What's Eating You? Break free from mental, physical, and energetic parasites. The journey from opposition to liberation. This book has a lot to do with what I personally had to deal with, and many of us are dealing with to create something new. But this thing about the journey from opposition to liberation is deep because everything is connected to its opposite. So both opposite, or what we call uh, gravity, is pulling on us all the time. Each time we make a choice to move towards something, the opposite exists also. I had to go through a lot within myself to write this. And next week, I'll be talking more about what happened during the writing of this book. So each week, I'm going to go deeper and deeper into what this book journey is about. But I had to write this book because I began to look at the world in a different way since 1996 when I had an experience. And I saw energy. I saw beings who use energy. We all use energy, but I saw energy around beings. And I realized that some energies are always going to be working against you. These are parasitic energies. What is a parasite? Something that uses another life as a host. It uses a person, a thing as a host. It draws energy and nutrition from the host. It brings nothing to the party. It also can use the host for transportation to travel from place to place, from thing to thing, so that it can mate and manifest new babies, new lives inside of you, and then have you meet and mate and hang out and be with other people so that it can travel. So we're like vessels, we're like ships with pirates, and we all have these things called parasites, but they're not all physical. Some of them are energetic, some of them are mental. So I wrote this book to lay out the deeper physical, metaphysical, spiritual, biological understanding and knowing of what is a parasite and what things have been pulling us. Some things have been pushing us. Some things are just draining our life force. So, what's eating you is an expose so that you may go inward and do the auditing to find out what's in you that's really yours. How many things in us are these are hand-me-downs? Things that you picked up, certain ways of speaking. And in the book, I talk about the language parasites, words that destroy, words that suck energy. We talk about the language of disempowerment and how to use another language to actually move us towards our goals. I wrote this book to help people move from where they are to a place where they can become free. This has been a very deep journey. I physically started writing the book 7 years ago, maybe a little more than 7. I keep saying 7, but it seems like I may have been saying 7 for 7 years. But it was 1996 when I came into a new life, a new knowledge. I'd been an herbalist for years before that. I really started, publicly creating herbal tonics and, elixirs and things like that around 1994 when I went on the Carl Nelson show. I went public. But it was 1996 during an experience which I talk about in the book. Some of you will hear this and say, whoa, this is deep. And others will say this kind of same thing, something like this may have happened to me, because a lot of us have had experiences. So the book talks about mystical experiences, mystical journeys, but we also get into the physical parasites and talk about not just what parasites that are doing what they're doing to your body physically, but also the emotional side of parasites, the spiritual side of parasites. A parasite is not just one thing that a lot of us have been programmed to think that this is what a parasite is. It's a worm. It's this bug. It lives inside of you. It's deeper than that. There's so many dimensions and so many layers of what a parasite is. Some of your relationships are parasitic. Some of your beliefs are parasitic, eating you alive. So this book was written to help you realize and uncover some of the baggage, some of the stuff that keeps you from being home, that takes your gaze away from looking at the fire within, the life force within. So we're not just talking about one aspect of parasites. This book talks about the entire spectrum from the point of Dr. B of what a parasite is. What is eating you? That's an old statement we used to use back in the day. What's eating you? What's wrong with Harry? What's eating him? It's almost like saying, what's bothering you? What's sucking your energy? I wrote this book to lay this out in a way so that everyone could realize what truly is a parasite. It is not a simple explanation. In fact, since I finished this book, I'm already thinking that, wow, I should have put this in the book. The folks who are helping me with this, every week I'd have like, oh my God, I got another chapter. I said, well, Dr. B, you're supposed to be done with the book. No, I didn't think about this. I forgot that. I should have put this in there. Because we always have this thing about being perfect. We want it to be right. And finally, I was told, said, Dr. B, you have to stop, because all this is going to keep you right in opposition, and you're not going to get to liberation. Release the book, and then you could release another version, another book, but get this out to the people. The people need this now. So the book comes at the right time, when folks are at a place where they're trying to figure it all out. The last year, the last 2 years, the last 3 years, the last 4 years have changed a lot of people's lives. How many of you feel the shift that's happening in all of us? People you thought you could trust, people you thought that was going to be with you, some of them you find that they are parasitic. A lot of relationships that we have they're transactional relationships. People love you, but then you find out that their love is based on fear. If somebody says, I love you, but I love you if, that may not be love. That means that they may be in temporary like a lot. They like you a lot right now. But if you're truly living in love, if you're truly feeling it, it's not just the relationship that you have with someone else. It's with you first. A lot of us have been living life in what we call chronic servitude syndrome, where you feel like you need to help everybody. We have a whole chapter on that. There's a whole chapter called The Hitchhiker. Something has been riding with your mindset that causes you to feel like you should try to help everybody, even before yourself. How many of you feel like you're leaking? You're giving more energy than you're receiving. Be real. There's things that you feel like you have to do because that's what my parents said, and that's what the job wants, and that's what my friends want. That's what the religion says. I have to do these things that I personally would naturally not do, but I'm going to do it because I'm in chronic servitude, because I live in a system, right, of oppression where I'm constantly being pushed and pressed into doing things to impress. How many of you out there do things just to impress other people? Sometimes we spend money that we may not even have. We use credit to impress people that we don't even know. And sometimes we say that I'm free now. People like me. I feel good. But then you get home and you're not really totally happy. I can remember when I had lots of money as a record producer. I could buy all these things, and I realized one day this is not totally what I desire. Because you get, especially like in music and a lot of businesses, and we get into this competition mode, not just in business. We got to dress to impress. I got to wear my hair this way to make other people feel good about me so they can accept me. But many times you doing things just to make other people happy is parasitic. I wrote this book so you could recognize some things in yourself, in myself too, in ourselves that we are involved with that are draining our life force. And there's not enough left at the end of the day for ourselves because we're always doing things for other people and we don't put ourselves first because you're told to give it all away. Don't be selfish. You're being self-ish. That sounds real disagreeable. Actually, it's not a disagreeable statement. We should be more selfish or at least self-caring first. Otherwise, we leak and we end up putting out more energy, giving more energy than we're receiving. How many of you do things just to make other people like you or feel good about you or to be accepted? Be real. I wrote this book so that each one of us can do inventory on our feelings, inventory on what we're eating. A lot of folks are eating plant-based diets because they heard that's the thing to do, to be conscious, to be this, to be healthy. But some of these plant-based foods are not even foods. A lot of things we're eating, even in the natural world, it's like we're eating drugs masquerading as food. Because you heard plant-based was the thing. See, it was vegan. It was vegan for years and years. And then all of a sudden now it's plant-based. Well, what does that mean? What does vegan mean? What does plant-based mean? What does being an omnivore mean? And why is it a lot of times when we choose to change our way of living, we look at other people in a disagreeable way? We judge them. I can't believe he's eating chicken. Well, you was eating chicken just a while back. Some folks are vegans and vegetarians and raw foodists and all that and still have a chicken-headed mindset. What is a chicken-headed mindset? Chickens devour energy. They eat anything. It's one of the only animals on this planet that eats anything, even its own leavings, even its own feces, and even each other. But it's a white meat. What does that mean? You think white is good? Black is bad? Who gave you that perception? These ideas are eating us. What is positive? What is negative? What is it to be male? What is it to be female? What is it to be strong or weak? These are concepts and precepts and ideas that have been placed into us. I wrote this book so we could break this down to a mathematical sequence so we could break free. from all the things that are pulling us. The virus of mass distraction is huge. And now with the internet being so powerful, folks live sometimes based on what the internet says, what the app says, what my group say, or the post that I read today. We can get to the point where your phone is a parasite, your television, your show. That's my show. I got to get home quick so I can watch my show. Your show, do you get paid from the show? Some people get paid from the show. Some people get energy from the show, but that energy from the show is sucking out their own creativity and life force. Just like some folks are hooked on AI. I'm not saying we shouldn't use it as a tool, but we have to realize that it's not alive. It's not your friend. It's a tool. Imagine you go buy a nice toolbox. It's got screwdrivers, pliers, nails, and hammers. Do y'all remember what that is? Some folks don't even remember that. They never even touched a nail or a hammer or a tack, or they got everything where it's automated. But if you remember having a toolkit, just imagine that you buy this toolkit and all of a sudden the toolkit is running the show. The toolkit becomes your, this is my, I need a therapist. And you're asking the hammer, what should I do with my life? Can you ask your toolkit about spirituality? Because even with AI, even though it's a great tool, it's basically a search engine. It does good research. You can find out a lot really quickly. I use AI as a research tool. You can use it for resources, but you can't allow the AI to resource you. Some of us have gotten to the point where we've got so much information. We've read so much. We know so much. Are you using it is the question. Are you actually using this knowledge? I have a whole lot of books here. And I look at them and I say, well, how many of these books have I actually read? The whole book. And today I think I thought about it and I said, I think I may have actually read 3 of the hundreds of books that I have. The whole book. No, Dr. B, you shouldn't tell people that. I know. It's about being truthful. Many times I'll open a book, I'll grab a book like this one I have. In fact, let me get the whole picture here. I'll grab a book like this one. Look, can you see the Gene Keys? You see, I have a blue piece of paper here. This was the most important part of this book for me. I have not read this whole book. How many pages? 530 something pages. But there was a part of the book that when I opened it, it appealed to me. Many of you will get the book, What's Eating You, and there'll be a page that will appeal to you. Some of you can use the book like a deck to open up each day. Just open up, turn it over, rub on it and open it. And there'll be a page with information just for you. Not saying don't read the whole book, because the whole book is going to reform your mind. I'm saying that sometimes with information can devour you unless you begin to use it. So I'm saying as you get the book, which will be out soon, use it. It's a resource tool. There's a guide in there where there's so many resources and information. I mentioned so many other books and other authors and shows and movies that you should watch to look at, to actually get the message, because the messages are encoded. A lot of what we're calling entertainment is entrainment. A lot of these movies that are science fiction or pretty deep, they're like soft disclosure, letting you know about some really deep coded stuff that you could use. These holidays, they're deep encoded information pieces. There's a lot of information in some of these movies. Part of my life, as you'll read the book, it's like a deep mystical journey. What did it take to be Dr. B? What did Dr. B go through? Did he just pop up? Was it easy? No, this has been a challenge. Even lately, even now, as we're finishing the final stages of launching the book, there is so much challenge. Dr. B, why don't you hurry up? Why don't you just put it out now this weekend? I wanted to. If it was up to me, it'd have been out last week, but there was a lot of details. I'm only very detail orientated when it comes to certain types of teaching or producing music. I'm very detail orientated. I'm really good at making music. The music that you're listening to, this music that I created, it took years. I took my time. A man came to deliver a package today. And I looked at him and I said, wow, man, you're looking younger and younger. What are you taking? You know what he said? I'm taking my time. Whoa! He's taking his time. I was asking him, what is he taking? Is he taking herbs? Is he eating a certain way? He's taking his time. How many of you are taking your time or letting your time consume you? In the book, I talk about that. Time consuming, eating you, feelings eating you, friendships, relationships eating you. What is eating you? What's the problem? So we have to take our time, find out who we really are, because most of us have never really known ourselves. We get into things because, it's like the crowd is into it. That's what they say. That's what the conscious community says. This is what the Democrats and Republicans say. This is what this religion says, and this is what this belief. And, you end up being in a situation. In some of those situations, you're in it with comrades. Comrades are people that you're with who you have a common enemy. Those are considered comrades. You don't really know each other outside of that. You're together because we fight against something. And that's the big thing that came up today on the radio, fighting. You got to fight. We've been fighting a long time. What is this fight? What is the opposite of fighting? Where is the love? So we spend our time and invest our time many times in things that may not be something that is flourishing, or I shouldn't say flourishing, something that is going to be a manifest destiny for you. You've got to learn to manifest your destiny. What is your destiny? And that's how you find yourself deep inside. Where is home? Where is your home? Where do you live? You don't live in that house. You live in your body. And wherever you go, you take your life with you. But if your life force is being drained every day by tasks and things that you don't really want or desire to do, you've got to at least keep that to a minimum. I'm not saying you it's going to be easy and only do what you desire and what you want. I'm saying you have to choose how much time you're going to spend. Are you trading time for money? Many of the jobs that are offered out there, it's about trading time for money. I have done it. What about valuing time more than money and letting that be your currency? Your currency is what is the current that you're seeing. You've got to look into yourself and see what is eating your time, what's eating your mind, what's devouring you. I wrote this book to help people for the first time ever be able to look at themselves. Yeah, we talk about some of the racism in the book. We talk about the medical system. We talk about foods and poisons and toxins and ideas and language. But once we see the problem, and now we can begin to create the solution. The book is about solutions. We have to become solutionaries and move away from those who are devouring our time and our energy and our mindset. Because a lot of times we're involved with things that really they weren't for us. They were given to us. They're ideas that have been programmed. So we have no individuality because there's a certain way we're supposed to look today, a certain way we're supposed to talk. I can tell that he's from a good background because you can hear he pronounces every word perfectly. Wow. He's very intelligent because of the way he talks. That's a judgment. Sometimes folks, they speak with slang or they speak cursive. That's a new thing, speaking cursive. They might have an accent and speak real deep, or they may have an accent and speak like it in a language from another land. You may feel, well, if he doesn't speak like an American, speak more like an American. Learn the proper English. Because people will judge you based on how you talk. So sometimes we code switch. We may be cussing up a storm. And then all of a sudden, somebody of a certain stature or a certain color or a certain culture walks in the room and suddenly you change up. You was just cussing up a storm, but now all of a sudden, every word is perfect. Hi, John. How are you? Is that real? This causes stress in our body. Our kidneys and our bladder goes into distress when we're living a life and speaking in a way and doing things that are not original for us. They're not natural. It's not you. You're like you leave your natural habitat, your natural way, and move into somebody else's world to make them feel good. You want to make other people happy, make people respect you. We're not good mind readers, y'all. We think we're great mind readers. Your ego says, I know it. I know what he thinks. He thinks that I think that you think that we think. I remember a guy told me one day, he said, Dr. B, I bet you think that I think that you think. Whoa, this is all guesswork. None of it is accurate. Most of what people think about other people is in no way accurate. And each time you judge like that, you are using your own life force. It's to let it leak out and bleed all over the place. It's time to do a little editing and go inward. Who am I really? If we could stop talking for a little while, stop guessing, stop using this word love until you figure out what love is. Don't tell me you love me and then do something that is actually the opposite of love. I love you. I'm sending you love. What do you really mean by that? Sometimes love is, this is great. I love you until I find a better love. I'm always looking for a better love. I'm always looking for the grass to be greener on the other side. What does that even mean? The grass. We're always looking for the green grass. Grass itself is a parasite. Did you know that? You're like, what do you mean, Dr. B? Grass is not natural. Not the grass that we have. There's grasses in nature. In fact, sugarcane is a grass. Think about this for a second. Where did grass come from? People used to have plants and vegetables and fruits all around their house to feed them. But you were told at a certain time, that's not good for the neighborhood. The neighbors came over and said, you're going to have to shave your grass. Why? Because that's this neighborhood. I'm not part of an HOA, but they'll still come. And the neighbors will get together and get the city to flag you, to give you a ticket because your grass does not look like it should. And you're growing food in your front yard. You've got animals. I can't believe them, how they live over there. They live off the land. That's bad. That mindset is so that somebody else can use your energy. and get you to go to the grocery store and buy some stuff that you don't know where it came from, how it was grown, why it was grown, what the people were thinking about when they grew it. You don't know who served it, why they served it, who's cooking it, what is the spread that's on this, what is this glaze, what is this gravy, huh? Why has it got to have a gravy on it? You ever eat something and just wash away the gravy and what you eat is terrible? The gravy is to cover it up. So we got to rethink this. Why is it that I've got to go somewhere and buy all my vegetables if I live in an area where they could grow in my yard? Well, it's a lot of work, Dr. B, to be out there digging and toiling in the sun and, put my hands in the soil. Putting your hands in the soil is very good because it picks up vitamin B complex. It gets under your nails. That's the dirt under your nails. That's one of the, that is part of the vitamin B complex system. You digging in the soil, touching the earth with your hands. But now you got plastic gloves on. I'm working in the soil, Dr. B. I'm making plants like you said. You got plastic gloves on. So now you got microplastics and this energy in your body that, because you're afraid of the soil because you heard it was dirty. It is dirty. It's made of dirt. When did dirt become bad? When did Mother Earth become poisonous? I don't want to, because I know animals have poo-pooed out there. The planet is made of poo-poo. Oh, Dr. B, what are you talking about? It's made of humus or humus, which is decaying plants, which is the old plant. You call it waste material, but it's actually the vitamins and minerals and the energy that was in that plant, and it begins to deteriorate and go back to the soil. You come from the dirt. We come from it. Some of these ways of life are eating us, y'all. That's why I wrote the book. This book is for those who are ready, willing, and able to create something new. How many of you out there are ready to create something new in your life and to have a new experience? And the reason why some of us are not, because we don't know what love really is. We don't know what it is to really love ourselves. We love other people. We love other people's ways. We dress the way they say. We cut our grass the way they say. We paint. I remember it was a thing. I think it was Madonna or somebody who painted their house this bright pink. I think this was in California years ago. And the neighbors all got together and tried to stop this. They tried to sue her because she wanted a pink house. What's the problem with having a pink house? Well, all the rest of the houses now, the look now is gray and black. That's what's happening now. A couple years ago, it was white. Everything needed to be white. White house, white walls, white floor. Is there white floors? Yes, there's white floors. Marble. The coldest house I was ever in was when the floor was made of marble. It was cold in the house. It just didn't feel like home. And I told the guy, I said, man, this house don't feel like home. He says, man, I just love it. And he had a bearskin rug. It's real. He says, is that a real bearskin? It's a real bearskin. It had the bear's actual head on the floor. It's a bearskin rug. This represents, what if it was a human skin? What if it was a human skin rug? That would be deplorable, Dr. B. But you got a bear that you killed and, animal heads on your walls. And then sometimes when we get a few dollars, because, I used to be poor, so I want everything that I think they have. They live. I wasn't living. So they live. The idea of something else being better than what you have can eat you alive. It's sucking your life force out. This book is about you finding yourself, becoming yourself, doing the process of letting go of the things that are dying. Let them go back to the soil. Take out the trash. What you call dirt is what the planet is. It's made of dirt. When is dirt bad? Did you know if you're too clean, your immune system doesn't work? Some of us are, we're clean. I can't touch germs. We got masks on. We got gloves on. We got all these protective clothings to protect you from the environment because the environment is bad. That mindset is eating you alive because you were born in nature. We're born to be around natural things. We're born to let things go and create new things. We're born to be creative. And when you get out of that mode and you join the system of control and the mindset, then all of a sudden you begin to die. Because unless you expand and grow, you go through what's called entropy. Entropy is when you don't change, you're complacent, you stay the same, you stay in the same lane. I'm just in my lane, Dr. B. I'm just going to stay in my lane. I'm not going to speak my truth. They never really give up their true talent because they don't think that people are going to like it. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I'm dark enough. I don't think I'm light enough. I think I'm too fat. I think I'm too skinny. I only got a 3-pack. I need a 6-pack. I don't have any muscles. I got to be like they tell me to be. These are ideas that we have to look at. I was talking to some of the Dick Gregory family today. I was talking to his wife. And we were talking about how he went on to university. I think that was 2017. Where did he go? He went to university. We want to say, well, he died or she died. There is no death. And I know it's hard sometimes when somebody's gone and they're not here physically. We become sad because we miss talking to them and touching them. But once we realize and get to the point and grieve and let go of the energy of trying to hold them here, because no one is going to stay here. The physical body can't, it's trying to, there's people who would have gone a long time ago if you'd let them go, but they can't leave because even though the person is they can't even talk. They're just sitting there in a chair or in a bed with a hose. We got to keep them alive because we think this is all there is. This is just one phase. This is bus stop Earth. I wrote this book for people who are ready to live the real life and to realize what is opposition. How could it be holding you and keeping you in a place where you have oppressed yourself? How many of you are self-oppressive? Where now you may not be in what they call slavery or jail or prison or lockdown or in a relationship that you feel was binding you. You're out of it now, but now you oppress yourself. Because it seems like after a while, when you live in a system of oppression, when you get out of that oppression, if you're not careful, you become oppressive, self-oppressive, which causes depression. Did you know that depression was a term that was invented by some pharmaceutical people? And you know, pharmaceutical companies don't make drugs. Most of them don't make it. They market it. They're marketing companies. And they get somebody to make this drug. And sometimes they make a drug and then decide what they're going to use it for. They don't even know sometimes. They got a long drug with all these, chemical chains, and they put all this stuff together. And then they decide how they're going to market it. So they have a marketing meeting. So I think it was the 60s or the 70s. They started coming up with this idea about being depressed. I remember we used to hear that depression was a default in duty. You better get up and do something. You're sitting around here sad. You better get off your ass. Go do something. Go create something. Get out the house. I'm depressed. So they got a drug for depression. Now you got this whole false sense of security. You're too happy. You're dancing around because you're high. A lot of the drugs that they use for depression were created from the idea of LSD, lysergic acid. People feel like the world is like a cartoon and everything. There's so many people high on drugs right now, legal drugs, never mind the illegal ones. The legal ones, it's okay if the doctors give you something that has 1,000 side effects that even says that it could kill you. You ever look at some of the side effects? They're not side effects, they're B-side effects. They do the thing that everything else, everything in it is causing the problem that you have. It may cause kidney disease, liver disease, or you may get swelling of the lips, tongue, and eyes. Could you imagine your throat, your lips, your tongue, and your eyes are swollen to the point where because you took a drug that's supposed to help you not be depressed or repressed, or you're feeling sad all the time. I'm not saying that these things don't exist. I'm saying that we got to be careful how we treat them, because a lot of times in the treat is the trick. What's eating you is the question. I wrote this book so each one of us could find and decode our lives. I have never read a book like this before. That's why I wrote it. Some folks are going to say, well, this Dr. B is, I never heard this like this before. Listen to it. And if it feels right, move on it. But we have to be careful with the leaking. You have to start moving from leaking to seeking. What do you desire? What do you truly desire? Hold that desire in your mind, no matter what it is. Don't ask other people, because other people have a mindset based on their belief system of what you should do. You ever ask somebody an opinion about something that you're looking at doing? They have never done it. They don't even know what it is. So they'll give you an opinion. Well, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Well, you're not me. What do you mean if I were you? You couldn't be me because you don't know me, even though you think you know me. I've known you all your life. No, you've never known me all my life. I don't even know myself all my life. What do you mean? I've known them all my life. We grew up together. If you grew up together, then maybe you're twins. Even twins don't grow up together. They grow away from each other. They change because the life that you live may not be the life that you could live if you were to discover what is eating you. I wrote this book for people who are seekers now. We used a lot of information. We did a lot of ceremonies and rituals over the many years. We've, burned things and taken things and tried things and prayed and meditated, and that's good. Do you feel like there could be more? That's what this book is about. Those who are seeking more. Is that you? Somebody says, well, Dr. B, when's the book coming out? First part of January. We'll soon have a pre-sale for those who would like to get theirs early and claim their book, because from everything that I'm seeing and hearing, these are going to go fast. We would like everybody to have one of these and teach these ideas and these principles to the children, the new children. And we're still children. That's why America can eat you, because you're young. America eats its young. That's a chapter in the book. What is it about? Oh, this is deep. How does America eat its young? And young is not the age of the child. Young is the mindset that you hold. Are you into expanding and regenerating and regrowing? Yes, you'll know when you can get the book earlier. We're going to make an announcement. What we're doing right now is giving you the chance to even have the knowledge about this book that's coming soon. We're sharing this knowledge of what's eating you. So I'm excited. I've got so much to talk about. We're going to do something each week where we talk about the book a little more. There'll even be times when I'll read a little from the book so that you can make an informed choice in your life. What's eating you? Break free from mental, physical, and energetic parasites. The journey from opposition to liberation. Whew. This one is deep. And for some of you say, well, it's shallow. I already knew all that. I can guarantee, I don't care how much research and study you have done and how smart you are, how intelligent you are, there's going to be some things in this book you have never heard this way, because I never heard it this way. And this thing was happening to me, from me, for us. I am you, you are me. We all, we breathe, right? We all use the bathroom. We look at nutrition. We move towards good things, and we try to move away from things that are disagreeable. The thing is, some of the things that would naturally be disagreeable and be disgusting, we like it now because we've been in it so long, because we've been in such a state that we agree to the disagreeable. I hear about people that are so positive, they're so spiritual, but then if you listen to them, they talk bad about everybody else. Like like somebody died and made them God. Nobody really knows for sure. I'd like to help and do the best I can. I'd like to do the best I can while I'm here to share as much as I can to help folks get to the higher levels and elevate themselves. So you'll hear more about that soon. This Saturday, I'm going to be in Dallas. That's if the universe allows it now. Sometimes we say we're going to do something. We want to do something. The universe says, no, but our highest choice is that we'll be in Dallas, Texas this Saturday, December the 20th. It's going to be 3 events happening in one day. The first event will be the Real Christmas Story Decoded lecture. That will be an online event, virtual, but also in person. I am a better teacher and speaker in front of people. It's taken me a long time to learn this internet thing and to get used to just seeing people in the chat. But there's nothing like the connection to people energetically, to feel the people, to feel the earth, to feel the energy in the room. That's where I shine. But we know a lot of folks, we live on the internet now. We could reach the entire world. So yes, we will allow folks to have a virtual experience. Go to elevationtime.com, elevationtime.com, and there you can actually, you'll see the flyer. You click on the flyer and it'll take you to the event. So first, there will be the Real Christmas Story Decoded. That'll start about 11 a.m. Texas time. I don't know what that is, Eastern Standard or Pacific time, but I think it's an hour different. I'm not sure. Then after that, we're going to have the Core Access Experience. The Core Access Experience is one of the most amazing shift change experiences that we know of. It's like if you did 25 different types of therapies all in one. Someone told me it was like taking 10 years of therapy with a therapist in one day. It's a guided meditation. I'm going to use medicine music. I'm playing live music by hand to guide us through a soundtrack tapestry that takes us deep within ourselves. The sounds and frequencies that I'm going to use are things that take us into the sounds that take us into the theta state. That's where creativity really happens, in the theta state, in between sleeping and awake. That's where the power is. That's where we can regenerate and we can rewrite the code. We can rewrite our DNA. So the Core Access Experience is a workshop. It is an actual experience where we're going to be doing movement. We're going to be saying things. And what we're going to do here, for those of you who are going to come, create a statement or just get an idea of what you would like. Pick one thing that you would like to create in your life and bring that to the experience. One thing that you would like to do, create, one thing that you would like to have. Just pick one thing. It could be money, could be business, could be love, whatever it is. And we're going to show you how to create a language syntax so that your subconscious, your conscious mind, and the superconsciousness gets this language and begins to manifest it automatically inside you. So that's the Core Access Experience. That is an add-on, or you can get the lecture and you can choose to have the lecture and the Core Access Experience all as one. But also afterwards, we're going to have a VIP dinner. You're going to eat with Dr. B. You can ask questions. We're going to eat together. We're going to come together as one. So that is the VIP reception afterwards. But I guarantee when you come to this event, if you're there physically, you will achieve something. You will have something. You will meet people. You will hear things and feel things that will connect you on another level, and you will have a timeline jump, guaranteed. Unless you just come mad and you're disagreeable and you're all, you want to come talking about oppression and the man and don't, if you bring that mindset, we're going to attempt to dissolve it, but we may have to ask you to leave because you're bringing the wrong energy into a place where the new energy now is waiting for us to choose and create who we are. Genes, our genies, our genes, our genies are asking us, what do we desire right now? So that's going to be this Saturday. It's going to be amazing, and I'm excited about it. My first time doing a lecture in Dallas. Brother Roderick Martin is hosting this. He's the one who's asked me to come do this, and it's something that I'm pumped up. My bag is packed. I'm ready to go, and I'm going to show you some things and share with you some things that I've never shared and shown before. So congratulations, those of you who are coming. And I hear some people are traveling there. I don't know about the flights and all that and how to get there and where to stay. That's not my part, because people are asking me, well, Dr. B, what about this? It's an event that I am a guest at. Okay. So go to elevationtime.com, elevationtime.com, so that you can get your ticket now. Okay. Yes. One of the issues that a lot of us have is we don't have enough iron. If you don't have enough iron in your system, did you know that you can never really be yourself? Because iron is the element that keeps you strong. That's what gives you your foundation. That's what taps you into being able to extract oxygen from the air and send it to each cell. If you don't have enough iron, then that transportation system breaks down. And if you have iron and magnesium and the trace minerals, that's who you are. If you don't have enough minerals, if you don't have enough iron, then you have never been who you could be. And in North America, especially, there's very little iron in the soil. There's very little iron in the soil, which means there's very little even in your green vegetables, in your root vegetables. It's not as much as it would be if the planet was, 100 years ago, before they eroded the soil through, farming practices where they didn't rejuvenate the soil. So I created a product called Iron Essential. It helps with anemia. Did you know most people are anemic? Especially folks that are having mood swings and attitudes, and they're angry all the time, or mad all the time, or sad all the time, or lonely all the time. They're all the time something. Is because they don't have enough iron. And most of the iron pills that were given to us from the mainstream medical system is not absorbable. You can't take ferric oxide and get it into the cell very easily. You might get little trace amounts, because this is basically rust that people have been taking. Rusty iron. We need nascent iron, natural iron from plants that absorbed iron, plants that grow around the equator, where there's high density amounts, high dense soil, and superfoods are in those soils that can extract the iron from the earth into the plants. A lot of folks have an energy problem. I don't have enough energy, Dr. B. When I do consultations, it's one of the things that comes up, Dr. B, I just don't have enough energy. I'm just tired all the time. I'm tired of being tired. You ever heard the term poor, tired blood? What is poor, tired blood? That means you feel poor, mentally, physically, spiritually. You don't have enough energy to even get out of being poor. And your blood is weak because we're not getting enough of it in our food. Your immune system cannot work without the right type of iron. Your nervous system is constantly in a state of dysregulation because you don't have enough iron. So you're not in control of yourself. You don't know. People are just, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. And we get stuck on the news and we watch these shows, and it's just disagreeable energy constantly. We get into gossip, and these movies and things where we just the scenes and the energy that's coming to you is actually causing you to die. It's sucking your life force out. You get some more iron and everything changes. Everything changes with iron. So we have this product, Iron Essential, all from natural plants, along with trace minerals and magnesium. And if you have iron, it doesn't work without copper. Did you know that? There's one plant that has a lot of copper. There's many, but there's one that we use. When you put this together, you have a fortified life force energy. So that is on sale right now at Elevation. And if you would like to, invest in any of these products that I'm going to show, or any of their products at Elevation, you can get 18% off by using the discount code BOOK1. That code is good until Sunday at midnight. BOOK1 is the code. The next thing we got to look at is our nervous system. There's been so much energy hitting us, so many emotions, so much going on in the atmosphere, other people's emotions. And you know how if you start smiling, everybody starts smiling? Did you know if you start frowning, other people start frowning? Not everybody, because some people, they got enough iron and enough fortitude and enough themselfism. You know what themself is? I'm myself. They're selfish. They're more self-caring. They're not going to be caught because you're smiling or you're frowning. They don't frown. They get away from that. Nowadays, we see somebody frowning. Oh, what's wrong? And then we start talking like, well, that's terrible. What happened to you? And then it becomes infectious. I'm not saying we shouldn't be sensitive to other people's feelings, but we've got to help to lift people up. And to do that, our nervous systems have to be online. There are plants that help to reorganize your nervous system. Folks live in a state of anxiety a lot. Folks are stressed out a lot. They're moody. You could be in a mood, and a mood is only something that's supposed to be temporary. But did you know if you stay in a mood for 28 days, that mood becomes a what? A temperament. And if you have a certain temperament for 3 months, you become temperamental. Temperamental. That means your thoughts are hot. You're easily moved. You're easily becoming emotional about things that have nothing to do with you. You're in other people's business. You can't business your own mind because you're in everybody else's business, everybody else's emotions, and they're telling you on to tell live vision or on your feed what the heck is going on and what you should feel about things. Because your nervous system is dysregulated. Heaven on earth helps you regulate your nervous system. It rejuvenates your nervous system, which helps your heart. Why is heart disease one of the number one diseases on the planet? Because we're doing things that our heart is not in. The heart is affected by your mood, by your food, by your nervous system, and the way you act, the way you feel. And if we stay in protection mode and never get in projection mode, then we stay in this place where our reticular activating system is always looking for more problems. We're searching for them. We'll create them. You got to mind your business and business your mind, but you got to refine yourself first. Man, that's a fine man. Oh, that's a fine woman. Some of the finest people are not refined. And you love them because they look so good, because that's how we do here. They just need to look good. Look at their clothes. They're always just, and they talk so perfect. That's a fine person. And then you hook up with them and you find out that they're ugly. Because they may look outwardly good. You know what I'm saying? Their presence on the internet look good. Their profile is perfect. People now accept the fake profile as real. People think they know you from your profile. People think they know you. You don't know me. I know Dr. B. You don't know Dr. B, because the Dr. B that's here now is a different Dr. B, especially now that I have a book. This thing has shifted me. I'm going through a change. This is huge. You're seeing a brand new person. I have to let go of the old ways. I have to let go of my own mental parasites and my emotional parasites and begin to change. So I'm in shift. So heaven on earth is something that I have had to have writing this book every day. I got some right here. I'm going nowhere without my heaven on earth. Wouldn't it be great to have heaven, be able to create heaven on earth? I only drank a little bit because that was the last of the bottle. Don't do that at home. But people, they keep that in their purse. They keep it in their bag. Keep it in your car. Because there's times you need to calm down and slow things down. You got to take your time. How do you stay young? Take your time. When is the last time you did a cleanse? When's the last time? And Dr. B, I did a cleanse. I did a fast. When is the last time you've done a cleanse that detoxifies you all the way to your root, to the core, an intracellular detoxification? This is not just for parasites. This is for energies and things like heavy metals. This is for things like parasites and the chemicals that they create, which makes your cells toxic. The biofilm that parasites use to protect themselves. I keep hearing about these simple parasite cleanses people are talking about. I don't say nothing publicly because, well, maybe I do. But some of these things, if you really studied and you were really deep into herbology, you would realize that those simple things that you take, there's about 5 of them that you could take for getting rid of your parasites. That is not true. Which parasites? Which parasites? Parasites are changing, they're emerging, they're multiplying, they're mutating, and there's parasites in the environment that they don't live in the colon. There's parasites that live throughout your body, the environment of your body. This is for systemic parasites that live throughout your body. It takes 28 days, and you can't just use herbs. It's going to take herbs, essential oils, flower essences. It's going to take M-state elements. What are M-state elements? Monoatomic elements. We've also got to rejuvenate the telomeres. We got to rejuvenate every cell in the body and do an intracellular. That means that these herbs are just not in your blood. They go into your cells. Did you realize that a lot of times these herbs that we're taking are only in the digestive tract? They may not affect the rest of the body. You've got to change the frequency, the resonant frequency of the body. Some of us have never actually done it. We've never been at the resonant frequency of our life. We have never truly been home in our own residence inside ourselves because we're consumed by parasites. And the ego says, oh, I did this stuff. I bought it. And it was like, I did it for like a weekend. I feel great. I saw them in the toilet. Listen, that sounds great. When you do a elevated total body, that means we're dealing with the kidneys, the liver, the spleen, the lymph, the lung. We're dealing with every one of your glands. Well, I did it, Dr. B. It was great. I did it for 28 days. 28 days is really good. That's really good. But there are some parasites that you're going to need to get rid of over a 3-month period because they know how to go into what's called the quiescent state. And in that quiescent state, it's like they're hibernating and they're waiting for you to stop taking this stuff that you're taking. But you also have to realize that you've got to deal with your energetic parasites or your spiritual parasites. I'd like to know of a detox program which includes that. That's eating you. What is a spiritual parasite? Oh, we get deep into that in the book. We get deep into energetic and mental parasites in the book. And this cleanse is the foundation of all of it. This program is not just a cleanse. It's a rejuvenation program. Then we have one called the Total Body Program. This one is a little different because it only deals with systemic parasites, but it may not deal with superbugs like toxoplasma. A lot of us have the energy of malaria in our systems. And we don't even realize it because we don't have malaria, but we have the energy of malaria because our ancestors had it, or we have been, bitten by mosquitoes who are carrying the parasite larvae that are in a quiescent mode, waiting for you to go through stress before it turns on. And if they will say, if you're not he wasn't in a third world country, so what he has is they're going to name it something else. Have you been to a third world country? This is a third world country. People here from everywhere. So the total body is just dealing with your basic systemic parasites. This was our original program. It's very good. It's on sale this weekend. Along with the discount code, you can get 18% off. The elevated program, the elevated total body program, is going much deeper. It's dealing with those things that are deep and latent in our cellular structure. And the elevated program deals with spiritual energetic parasites. Some of you have done it and you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I invite you at this season, this is the solstice. This is the beginning of winter. If you really would like to live the life you came to live, then we must detoxify each season and eat in the season. Food that grow locally and foods that are seasonal, instead of you going to get watermelon at Christmas. Where did this watermelon come from? How did they grow it? In a hot house somewhere in some other country, and it came here on a boat or on a ship, and they gassed it to make it look like it was ripe. We talk about that stuff in the book also. And it's going to take passion. You got to become passionate about yourself, y'all. Become passionate about your goals. Stay in the lane, in your lane, and be passionate. Passion helps you become a lover of yourself. And you're able to even love others really well because you're passionate about your life. And also focus. It takes focus, y'all, to move through this solstice period, this holiday spirit that a lot of folks are having. You've got to learn to focus. And once you realize the true Christmas, the real Christmas, it's going to help you focus on a date that you didn't even know that's the most powerful date for you. I'll be talking about that this Saturday, the real Christmas story. But it takes focus too, because we're so distracted. This is the time for you to invest in yourself. I'm very, very, very excited right now. I'm pumped up. In fact, I'm holding back because, I've been told that I need to limit these times. And I sometimes give so much information so fast, and I almost assume everybody knows what I'm talking about. So I'm attempting to take it in smaller pieces and give this information in chunks that folks can, absorb a little easier. So I'm going to end this time tonight and get ready for this trip to Dallas. Go get your tickets now. Once again, I'm going to show the flyer once again for those who some people just came on. This is the flyer for this weekend. The Real Christmas Story Decoded, along with the core access experience. That will be the workshop afterwards. And also, if you'd really like to get closer, then come to the VIP event afterwards where we'll have fun and we'll talk. It's going to be beautiful. And be ready when the book comes. What's eating you? Break free from mental, physical, and energetic parasites. The journey from opposition to liberation. It will be on Amazon, but we also will have other ways that you can purchase the book and even buy books for other people. We're going to make this beautiful. We'd like this in everybody's house, and we'd like each one of you to talk about it. Begin to talk about the book that's coming. Get excited. Get pumped up about your new life so that you can eradicate, and break free mental, physical, spiritual, energetic parasites and change your life forever. I am so glad to be here. I'm so glad that each one of you is ready to change your lives. And if you're here for the first time, thank you for coming. Thank all of you for investing this time tonight and investing in yourself. Find home within yourself. Find the campfire in you. Be the guiding light in your family, in your community. You don't have to try to force people to change, but if you become the representative so they can see your skin change. They can see you glow. They can see your walk. They can see your finances. And you don't have to worry about forcing other people to try to sit around that campfire and talk the same language. You're going to seek new people, seek new life to go where no one else is going to be able to go but you. You can't take everybody with you, but there's going to be people when you get there. I love you all. I'd like to thank you for all that you are bringing to the planet at this time. Use what you have. Maximize the minimum. Take the little bit you have and use it a lot. You don't need what everybody else has. Never mind the grass on the other side being greener. What about your lawn, your plants? You can have one plant in your window, one plant in the kitchen, some basil growing or some mint, and put that in your food, and it changes the vibration of your entire meal. Go to elevationtime.com. Get yourself the cleanse now. Detoxify yourself now. Find yourself within yourself. Be the lighthouse. And know that you have to allow yourself to be your best self. Allow yourself to say no. Allow yourself to be creative and loving and make love out of the things that are not love. Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. And I'd like to thank all of the folks here at Elevation for all of the assistance and the folks out there in the world who are helping put these events together. There's several events coming up. We'll be talking about them soon. I will see you this Saturday in Dallas or online. And next week, we'll be doing another class, another workshop, another talk about the book. What's eating you, y'all? Allow yourself to let go of what is eating you. Thank you. I allow myself to live an elevated life, to stay focused and clear, always moving towards a goal. I allow myself to let go and to learn to live and to grow. I allow myself time and space. I allow.